Hi everybody. Today we have a viewer-submitted Sultai deck that wants to ramp into a gigantic Outrageous Robbery, play some big creatures, and otherwise just have fun reanimating stuff from everybody's decks. Now I will confess, normally when I get a viewer submission, I kind of take a look at it, take it out on the ladder, and then make some changes to it that I think would be effective. But I'm going to be honest, when I took a look at this the first time, my first thought was, this looks like a lot of fun. And I hope you think so too, so let's run through it a little bit. On the bottom here, we've got 3 Deep-Cavern Bat, and then we've got a lot of ramp in Courier's Briefcase, Topiary Stomper, and Herd Migration. Now you might be saying, Herd Migration, there's no leyline binding, there's no Atraxa in here. That doesn't matter because for domain's sake, we are leaning on 3 copies of Drag to the Bottom as our primary board wipe. It's very easy to hit 4 or 5 domain, we can wipe everything including Shieldred most of the time. And honestly, it's kind of refreshing to see a domain deck that doesn't include those 2 cards. So once we've done some ramping, then we can either play Jace the Perfected Mind to mill out our opponents, or we can play big Outrageous Robberies to both mill and get more cards from our opponent. We've also got Titan of Industry to win the old-fashioned way, along with Breach the Multiverse, which kind of functions as both a mill strategy and a reanimation strategy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, the only change I would make to this deck is perhaps changing up the lands a little bit. There are some rare cases where you can get stuck with the wrong color of mana in hand, but I will say for the most part, it functions pretty well. The other change I would probably make is doing something about this Deep-Cavern Bat slot. Now, it's a great disruptive card that kind of bothers our opponents in the first few turns of the game, but what often happens is we get in a situation where we have Deep-Cavern Bat something that we kind of wish was on the board to get caught up in one of our many board wipes. So perhaps something else like a Concealing Curtains or even a Tenacious Underdog or even like a 1-mana sleeper might also be okay in this slot. Other than that, I had a pretty good time with this, and I was happy to play a deck that got to use Domain and didn't make me feel dirty for playing Atraxa. So let's go see a few games with this deck over on the ranked standard ladder. Alright, BlackKnightmare, what trouble have you gotten me into this time? Starting off here with a Leyline Bindingless Domain deck. Gonna try to Outrageous Robbery some people, but we'll see how it goes. Got an opponent who's Novice Inspectoring us. We'll just lay down land number 2. Vampire. Cavern of Souls on Human and Vampire. Those aren't vampires. Let's get down the Deathcap Glade, go searching with Topiary Stomper. What do we need here? We've got a Proving Ground on board. Let's grab an island. Gets dragged to the bottom up to 4. And can't forget that drag actually adds 1 to your domain count. Okay, well, not your domain count, but, you know, the amount you can effectively give things -X for. Let's play out this forest. We're at 5 mana. We're not doing much else. Let's make a cottage. Go attacking. Get a free food. Nothing to exile yet. Trying to keep some pressure on the opponent. Because if I'm reading this deck correctly, we could get the potential to get out some Titans of Industry later on. And our opponent's still just inspecting the heck out of this situation. Could be a detective-themed deck, I guess, if there are vampire detectives. So let's play out land number 6. Well, yeah, let's just fire up the cottage some more. I still don't know what's going on, but we're gonna make it work. All right, cottage, go. Chumps with an inspector. Passing it on back. Still not enough land to activate the Stomper yet. Ah, War Leader's Call. Okay. Figurehead of token decks everywhere. Inspector now able to hit us for 2. Still no 7th land. Let's pass this on back. We've got every board wipe. Opponent with a Gleeful Demolition. So we'll take 3 damage from all these triggers. Luckily they're not hasty. Ooh, and a Mentor. That is a good way to make tokens. Yep, they're going to be able to hit us for 4 since the Stomper can't block yet. Let's go ahead and rob a little bit, see what we can steal from our opponent. Plains, Inspector, and 2 Windscarred Crag. Less than ideal, but we did pick up land number 7 from that. Alright, tell you what. Let's do a Path of Peril, and then we can Virtue the Mentor. Gain a little bit of life in the process. We're up to 7, so we can attack with the Stomper. I wanted to call that something else earlier. Urabrask's Forge. Alright, yeah, those two go together pretty well. We can block with the Stomper now, so we'll go ahead and throw that in the way. Alright, end of our opponent's turn. We got some extra mana. Let's eat a food. Not the most appetizing food tokens from the new Eldraine, but you take what you can get. Alright, so we've got Titan of Industry mana now. And we've got ample targets for it. Question is, what do we destroy? What do we think we can manage here? Yeah, I'll gain some life too. Yeah, let's get rid of the call. I think we can manage this Forge for a little while. We've got a giant Titan of Industry, and our opponent is close to the end. Let's play out an Inspector, get a free little Investigate going. Resolute Reinforcements. A Forge. Still coming across with those tokens. Yeah, we'll throw the Stomper in front of that. That is cool with me. Well, I think if we do the... Okay, well, opponent's had enough. Good game. Alright. Well, we've got no blue, but we've got green and black, which is mostly what we're looking for in this deck. The green kind of enables us to go searching for what we need, and the black helps us to control the board with our drag to the bottom and our numerous other board wipes. I think we're somewhere with somewhere between 7 and 8 board wipes in this deck. Although it doesn't always feel like that. The new Collect Evidence board wipe, the Deadly Cover-Up, often feels like a utility spell sometimes. Not so much a limited board wipe. Opponent with a Deep-Cavern Bat, though. Gonna take a look at my hand. What do we think they're gonna take? One of the Jaces. Yeah, seeing that drag... That seems like one of those kind of futile Deep-Cavern Bat pulls. You can take the drag, but the drag signifies that there's going to be other removal in my deck. Oh, well, they had the second bat anyways. That's probably why they left the drag. Figured they had a little time to get rid of it. No, they grabbed the second Jace. I guess they're worried that I would play it on 3 with no blue mana available? Hard to determine the motivations of your opponent sometimes. Let's play this mountain. I'm going to play out Topiary Stomper here. Go searching for a land. Let's see, we've got Proving Ground in play. Let's grab a Plains this time. Still learning kind of what the ideal progression of basic land types is in this deck. Opponent eyeing the Stomper now. Decides to Bitter Triumph the Stomper. Stomper wasn't coming online for a bit, although I suppose we could ramp into it pretty easily. Let's go with another Stomper here. And this time let's pull out the island. Gonna play out Takenuma. Could we have ordered that better? Would have loved to play out Herd Migration. No, another Bitter Triumph. Taking out all my decorative bushes here. Okay, Deadly Cover-Up the draw. Stuck at a meager 6 lands. Let's suppose we could drag to the bottom here and get our Jaces back. And let's well, no, let's Briefcase. That puts us up to 7. And then that allows us to keep our migration. Possibly even play that migration if our opponent doesn't have much going on. Alright, land number 3, Phyrexian Arena. Alright, definitely a control-ish card. Alright, well, let's play out this land. We almost have the complete set of basic lands. But for herd migrations purposes, it treats it like we do. So we've got 5 beast tokens on board. What do we got, opponent? We're at 4 mana. I guess Shieldred or another blocker would be decent. No, second Phyrexian Arena, wow. Let's see. Well, let's go attacking. We've got 16 on board. And let's leave it up to the Phyrexian Arenas. Resolve. Oof, man. Good game. We've got invasions, but I don't think we can keep that. Oh. Alright, we can keep this. We don't have any swamps. Let's toss the robbery for now. We do have 2 copies of Herd Migration and Invasion of Zendikar. Opponent with a Hopeful Initiate. This is... Okay, we got a Tamiyo, that's fine. We can Herd Migration on our opponent's turn, just in case they want to exile some things, but kind of doubt they're going to do that. This is probably going to feel like we're up against a discard deck, in that we're going to use 3 cards to get some lands going, and then basically play whatever comes off the top of our deck. Streetwise Negotiator, huh? That's a heavy hitter. Alright, let's go Herd a Migrating. Grab a Swamp here, because most of our deck is Swamp dependent. Might as well bat, see what's going on. Oh. Patch up. Okay. Well, we'll take that for now. Suppose we could have taken... I guess if we take the Homestead Courage, then they can't put things on the Negotiator? I don't know. Oh, Duelist. Oh no, we definitely should have taken the Courage now. So Bond Warden comes down, puts a counter on the Duelist, they draw a card, and the engine is in place. Tax us down to 18. Okay, let's play Demolition Field as the 4th land. And if we Herd Migration, we can then Virtue. So let's make sure this works. Yep, Duelist, down. Herd Migration. Luckily, Arena tapped correctly for me. I guess we'll take the second black. And let's go attacking. Might as well, since I'm not blocking. Yeah, the second black enables... if we get any top decks of some board wipes. As it stands, I suppose we do have Demolition Field to go looking for another land. Good hit there from the opponent. Topiary Stomper, the draw. Oh, we can't play it. Right, let's play out the swamp. Let's do Invasion of Zendikar then. Alright, so we're going to need... let's take a Plains and a Forest for the Stomper. And let's go attacking the Invasion with the Bat. Gain a little bit of life. We should have taken an island. Oh, kind of regretting that now. Tamiyo, I suppose, could tap down one of these things. Another Duelist gets another counter. Keeps drawing our opponent cards. Makes that Negotiator that much bigger. Okay, we're down to 9 with that attack. plays out a Ganjo. Well, we did draw a Deadly Cover-Up. Man, I really made the wrong choice with this bat. We're going to give them a patch-up right back. So let's go Deadly Cover-Up. We're going to collect evidence on a herd migration. I suppose we can at least exile these duelists? Yeah. Opponent's got Ossification and the patch-up we just gave them. Okay, so we did at least pluck out one more duelist from the deck. Ossification's going to be able to hit our Tamiyo. And opponent patches up the Negotiator and the Initiate again. Oh, we pull a drag to the bottom. I suppose that makes sense. Let's do that. And we can Stomper for another land. Alright, let's go get that island. Sorry, Tamiyo. Oh, they're going for it. Alright, ossifies the Stomper. We do have a bat down there. I guess we could get back with Tamiyo. Opponent's got some things too. Alright, let's do Tamiyo then. Let's get her going now. Start pumping her up a bit. If this is a long game, we're going to need that notebook. And this will allow us to control anything the opponent puts down this turn while we lay down maybe this Virtue of Persistence. Oh no, second ossification. Alright, well you got me. Yeah, it's time for you, Virtue of Persistence. So aside from the one bat that we have, we're probably going to end up taking some of these +1/+1 backup creatures. Let's do Negotiator first, since that hits the hardest. We draw Breach. Yeah, I suppose let's Breach. Not sure what we're going to find from our opponent. Oh, Brawler's not bad. Yeah, let's take the Brawler. Ooh, and we got some Titans and a Jace. Let's take a Titan here. Opponent is probably out of ossification, so let's make a token and put a shield counter. Opponent says, nice! Alright, good game. Alright, this looks pretty good. We got a Proving Ground, a Glade, and a Cottage. Can start off with either Briefcase or Bat. Clear the board with a cover-up and hopefully lay something big that we've got yet to draw into. Opponent starting off with an Intrepid Paleontologist and a Lore Keeper. We're going to go Topiary Stomper. Let's grab an island first this time. I think I've finally figured out the ordering of lands in here. Destroy Evil. Our poor Stomper. Nobody likes decorative hedges anymore. Goes right into the Belligerent Yearling. Alright. Well, tell you what, let's clear this off. There's too many mana creatures out there. And opponent's got Itzquinth. And we draw Jace. Let's see. So we could get Jace out here. Oh, we can't pay full price for Jace. We're missing the second island. We could play cheap Tamiyo, right? Yes. Let's do that. And we will tap down the tiny dinosaur.
It's such an imperfect form.
We draw Spara's headquarters. That's gonna be good. Let's continue to tap down this dinosaur. We can play out. I think we've got the mana for it. Well, could just do a 3-mana Jace. I suppose that's fine. It's acceptable. Let's mill and draw. Okay, so as expected, more dinosaurs from that milling. Paleontologist from the opponent. Alright, let's go invading then. Let's see here. We did get our second island from Spara's headquarters. Don't think we really need anything at this point, so we'll just take these. Let's give -3/-0 to the paleontologist. And tap down the dinosaur.
You cannot delay our victory.
So now we're cooking. Now we're up to 7. Right where we need to be for a top deck Titan or Breach. Down goes Jace from the trumpeting Carnosaur. And we pick up another Invasion of Zendikar. Alright, well, let's do full price Jace. And let's go -3/-0 on the dinosaur this time. Let's tap down the mana creature. No. Oh, opponent's got something. Ooh. Tyvar's stand made it hexproof. Suppose we should have done the bat first, but that's okay. Let's see what you got. Oh. Etali, Dracosaur, and another Carnosaur. Let's grab the Carnosaur since it's the closest to being played. Opponent with a great top deck in the Raptor. Well, if we wipe, the opponent's going to get the Carnosaur back, which isn't great, but I suppose our Planeswalkers are a bit high up. Probably not going to perish from just that. Alright, let's do Deadly Cover-Up. We'll collect some evidence. Let's get rid of Stomper and Drag. Yes. Because Breach can bring back that Jace. And let's exile Carnosaur. Since there was only one Carnosaur in there? I was going to say, if you see one, there's got to be more. Okay. Tempting to create this notebook. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Tamiyo's great at tapping down big things. So we're going to be a little greedy and see if we can get away with it. Courier's Briefcase. Help me out with the citizen here. Okay, opponent with a 4th land. Now let's make the notebook. Let's draw with it. It's really Tamiyo's tablet. Tamiyo's an iPad kid at this point. Alright, so they need 5 to play the Dracosaur. They're a little ways off from Etali. Let's pull some lands out of our deck. Maybe we can get powered up to the point where we can do a big Outrageous Robbery. And let's go attacking. Might as well attack an Invasion. And let's pump up Jace a little more. Yeah, so there's also the possibility where we could mill them out between robberies and Jace and breaches. Not breaches, but like breach the multiverse. All right, let's do a big robbery here. We can rob for 5. All right, let's go. Oh, I suppose we could have robbed for more. We had the discount. All right, well, let's look at what we got here. We got Fight Rigging, Destroy Evil, and a Yearling. Let's draw first. An opponent cashes it in. Good game. All right, let's keep this. Got a nice Briefcase Stomper for the first couple of turns of the game. We have our main courses, our entrees, if you will, Breach the Multiverse and Titan of Industry. Let's play out the other tap land since our opponent's got a slow start for us. Okay, looks to be Golgari with the Mosswood Dread Knight. Let's lead off with the Topiary Stomper. We will grab Island. We can learn. Island supports Jace and Tamiyo. Important parts of the deck, as we're seeing. Glissa. Glissa is so nice on turn 3. We gotta get rid of that. Virtue of Persistence, we'll take that out. We can follow up with a Briefcase. And the Stomper is just going to sit there and look pretty for another couple of turns. Opponent's got Shieldred the Apocalypse for us now. Okay. Well, that hits us for 2. 6 mana at our disposal. Shieldred can really add up. I suppose we could chump, but these colors are known for removing things. Let's drag everything to the bottom. Stomper wasn't doing much anyway, and I'm not really putting too much stock into that citizen token. Opponent with a Glimpse the Core. That puts it directly onto the battlefield, doesn't it? It's like a rampant growth of old. I'd have to put that in another deck. Let me think about that one. At any rate, what are we doing here? Waiting for mana number 7. Opponent finding the lands now. Riveteer's Overlook. Grabbing a swamp. That's interesting. Akawali the Seething Tower. Alright, opponent attacks with the Dread Knight. We drop to 17. Yeah, let's go ahead and Demolition Field that Mirex before the opponent starts flooding the board with tokens. I suppose that does make the Seething Tower a bit bigger. Yes, I will search for land. Let's grab a forest. Oh, Path of Peril here. Okay. Well, if we do that, we use our treasure. Let's do Virtue of Persistence on the Dread Knight, just to buy a little more time. Really kind of want to hit mana number 7 for one of our big things. And I suppose Path of Peril could be kind of a safety valve if they play out much else besides the Seething Tower here. Riveteer's Overlook. And back comes the Dread Knight. Played for the card draw. And another Glimpse the Core. Oh, I see. It's just basic forests. That's fine. Or we could return some caves, I suppose. Well, there's land number 7. Well, land number 6. Mana number 7. It was a plains. Let's Path of Peril. That means we can keep our treasure for next turn. Opponent will get to Dread Knight again, but that gets rid of the tower. And I suppose we could even breach and steal the tower. But our opponent now with a Shieldred again. Mixed with an Undead Butler. Alright, so definitely they want to be putting things into their own graveyard, but that, I don't know, that's kind of our strategy too. Let's go breaching. So everybody mills 10. Ooh. We see a couple of Jaces. Opponent's got Dread Knights, a tower, Glissa, and Shieldred. Let's take Shieldred from our opponent to counteract the one that's on board. And opponent's only got 24 cards left. So I think if we take Jace, right? Yeah, 24. If we take Jace, he can mill 15. And then we've got second Breach in hand for next turn, assuming we can hold on to it.
I will shatter your mind.
All right, a little risky since we know our opponent wants things in the graveyard. Suppose they could reanimate something. Shieldred's Edict takes out Shieldred. We know we're going to get hit for 6 on this attack, plus 2 more from the trigger in our draw step. If they can find 4 damage, we're done. But no, they emerge out Virtue. Anything else there? A Glissa. Okay. Goes attacking. Ouch, ouch. Alright, so we're going to drop to 5 here, but we've got Breach. All right, that takes care of the opponent's deck. Opponent with a nice. Good game.